What's up, family? Gerald the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Let the King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to the Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.
What's up, good people? Bet Online is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. Bet Online continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts. Back on the Bossman Show, we had new head coach at High Point Panthers. Alan Huss will be here on the Bossman Show. Coach Huss, how things over there in High Point today, man?
Tell you what, it's always beautiful on this campus. Can't beat it.
I hear that, man. So let me ask you, man, how's it been since you've been there? The reception from the fans, the people, the administration is accepting you very warmly. How's all that made you feel, man?
Oh, I mean, people have really gone out of their way to make me feel not only welcome but supported. And that's what makes this place special. I feel like we will rally around this product as we build, and I think the fans will come to enjoy it. And once they get used to some different things, but no, we're excited. We're trying to capitalize on momentum right now, and we're ripping and running right now, moving towards the start of November.
I hear that. And how are workouts been for you guys? I know this time of year, man, is where you build that chemistry with your players. They know who you are. They buy in. So how's it been having your guys around and see them get with their new teammates and kind of get ready to work and push with that goal of having a great year starting in November?
Yeah, I mean, we got about 2/3 of the team here right now. We got a couple of guys doing national team stuff that are off playing, representing their countries right now, which is obviously an unbelievable experience, maybe better than anything you do in the world of basketball. So we're excited for those guys. Obviously, we wish they were here with us, but that represent your country is just a little different deal. Play with a little different level of passion, maybe. So we got about 2/3 of them here. Guys are they're learning new concepts. I think the order of the day right now is just trying not to let new concepts get in the way of playing hard and playing free. And so we're trying to strike that balance between getting some new concepts installed and some things that we're going to do a little differently than what most of them have done in the past. And just trying to blend some old with some new. We've got, we'll have 10 new guys on the team this year, and that's maybe the world of 2023 athletics at the NCAA. The transfer portal can take a few away, but it can give you a few back. And we're just trying to blend those guys in with the few that are remaining and try to build some culture all along the way.
I hear that, man. And you know what, Coach Huss, I think it's very interesting you say that because, it's like NBA for agency almost. You see you go out there, replace the rosters, man, and we have 10 new guys when they get all of them on the same page. So I do feel this time of year is very important for that because you know how it is trying to build teams, man. They're not together. You can't win. Look at Denver Nuggets. Just we just watched the NBA Finals. Like you have guys like who played in the league a lot of minutes. Ish Smith, DeAndre Jordan, Reggie Jackson, Thomas Bryant are okay not playing. Michael Porter, a starter, says Coach Shiller replaced Christian Brown and let him play for me. So that selflessness of that team in Denver is a good example for your team and other teams as well. That hey, if you want to win, you have to be selfless at every point because it comes to this team what we're trying to do here, we're trying to accomplish as well.
Yeah, I think to your first point, the free agency deal, I mean, that's largely what it is. I think even more difficult right now in the NCAA space as opposed to the NBA is the NBA's got a front office that kind of knows the terms of their contracts and knows when guys are going to potentially have to make decisions and figure out replacements, and they're working ahead. Whereas, the transfer portal thing happens really quickly and almost on a yearly basis. So it's maybe even a little bit more of a challenge. And of course, we don't have a front office to help us fix it. It's on the same staff that's coaching them up. So, we're tackling that. It's the same for us as it is for everyone else. So it's a new challenge and a new moving piece. But I think you're absolutely right. And I think it's interesting that you brought up the NBA Finals throughout the course of the last couple of weeks. Daily, when we meet as a team and when we have time to talk, there's been lessons from each one of those games. I think you just said it. The number one lesson, the culture right now of both those teams, of both the toughness, the resiliency, the guys accepting roles with the Heat, got them to the NBA Finals, and ultimately Denver did the exact same thing, but maybe with just a few more pieces than what Miami had. But it's amazing when the NBA is such a long season. Those guys are all playing with preseason games and playoff games. Those guys are playing 100+ games. And sometimes, they go through lulls where you don't see everything that we're teaching. But man, when that game came down to it, and it was win or go home, time to win an NBA championship. So many of the concepts we're trying to install with our guys they were so present in what was going on the floor in that absolute war of a fourth quarter in the deciding game there, Game 5. It's amazing. It's amazing how every level from bitty ball to high school to college to the NBA to FIBA games represent your country. It's the same deal. It's the same things that win. It's culture, it's togetherness, it's unselfishness, and it's ultimately guys willing to turn down good to get great, and just guys willing to sacrifice and do things defensively that the other guy isn't willing to do. And I think that's what you saw in this series. So I love the NBA. Some college coaches don't. I think it's impossible for me as a basketball fan not to just find so much joy and just so much appreciation for the level of basketball, the skill players of those guys. Then I think you just said it. Guys like veteran guys like that just are broken down and are so excited to win that they forget all about salaries and endorsement deals and all the things that they have going in their lives, and just, losing themselves in team. It's fun to watch at that high level, watch the same things win there. So we've really enjoyed it as a team, as a staff. It's the NBA is as good as it gets.
And that's my main job, is covering the Atlanta Hawks. You didn't quite know this. That's my main job. My main job is covering the Hawks. So I can see the Hawks. I see everybody in the league all the time. And for me, it's like being in this league 14 years, Coach Huss has been amazing. To see what I've learned over the years, what I picked up from these guys over the years, man, it's helped me as a radio host. I played ball myself, but I wasn't that good, but I did play. But given the ability level and see it the way I see it now, it's like it's a blessing to be able to do this.
People that I hear it oftentimes criticized, but people that criticize it, to me, criticize it out of ignorance, because there's no better level basketball in the world. And I think watching it on TV, it's one thing. When you have the opportunity to watch it up close and personal from a couple of feet away, you truly get an appreciation for just how talented these guys are and just how smart they are on top of it. They don't make the wrong play. And it's the best basketball out there. So I agree with you.
I love reading the scouts. I get before the games. I love reading the scouts and being shoot around the purposes, because it's just, I tell guys all the time, each guy has a different concept. It's not just we're gonna play zone. Some guys are hard hits, some guys are rondo, some guys are curve, some guys you're gonna be up on. You're gonna show, or it's like it's really KYP, which is no personnel. As I tell guys all the time, like the level that you have to be smart, your IQ as a player is top of the line IQ smart.
Well, I think when you start looking at NBA level scouting, the beautiful dynamic that's in play there is these guys have seen these other guys so many times. And so you have a coach leading or a team of scouting people, video personnel and scouting coaches and different people behind the bench personnel that help to present a scout. But these guys are so cerebral at that level, and they're such professionals that they're adding as much to the scout on how to do things as oftentimes as the coaching staff is. And ultimately that's what we desire to do at the college level. We want to get experienced guys that that make that process of preparing for an opponent or preparing just what we do internally, really turn that process into a collaborative process. When it's dictator to pupil, it doesn't work quite the same as it does when it's collaborative. And when those guys feel like they're a part of it and they really have say, they buy in at a whole nother level. I think you really see that in the NBA and elite level college programs. They mirror that.
You got that right. As kids, Coach Huss, as you told, we talk about the mental aspect of it. How much do you show your guys film in the summertime? I feel like watching that film in the summertime really helps a guy kind of see it. You kind of coach to it better about the pressure trying to win a game. How much do you balance showing them film with themselves on some synergy in the offseason that what you do during the year?
That's a challenge a little bit in the summertime because as a coaching staff, we only get 4 hours a week of basketball related activities and they get some strength and conditioning time. So we try to really do most of it on the floor. Now, that being said, we got a large television, videos deal right on the side of our court. So right before we stretch every day, if we're kind of on whatever we're focused on, we'll watch probably 5 to 7 clips that hopefully help to kind of install or just to maybe just kind of reiterate a point we're trying to make within whatever the concept of the day is. We will show them a few things. And then in addition to that, the video is sent out from our video guy to our players to watch individually, not only clips of themselves in what we're doing on the floor, but also, especially this time of year, just things that happen in these NBA games, concepts, because our guys love the NBA, all college players, they desire to play at the professional level. So anytime we can pull a lesson that comes from their guys that they really look up to and apply it to what we're doing at our level, then we take the opportunity to do that and send it to those guys. The beautiful thing about technology now and cloud technology in particular is we can upload it right to a server and they can hit it on their phones and, wherever they're doing, whatever they're doing in a couple of minutes, they can receive our point and, hopefully it starts some dialogue and makes them think a little bit.
100% about that. And you know what, Coach Huss, I really love that because, these concepts, these guys that you're trying to install, like the opening game now is beautiful to see. Now, the only difference between you guys and the NBA is you all can actually really zone up for real. We can only zone up temporarily and get out of the lane, but it's really a true, really get on the nail for real in college basketball and say, hey, you got to shoot over top of us. So, but I love how it is getting better coaching wise, games getting better and more free flowing because I think it's a beautiful game to watch. You can see more actions off the ball, more things going on, and they can get a nice basket off a back cut off all these actions. Because y'all defend at least the first 2 or 3 actions, the 4th or 5th, you're gonna get some wide open if you stick with it and move the ball around and go through everything you have to go through.
I'm with you. I mean, I think the NBA has really changed. If you look at EuroLeague basketball, like your high level European basketball and college basketball, people always described it to me like this, pick and roll at the collegiate level because of exactly what you said, because of the defensive rules or lack thereof. They're 5-man actions. You have to do something to hold that defense on the weak side. And for a long time, if you think back to the Stockton Malone pick and rolls in the 90s, it was all 2-man basketball and 3 guys just kind of spaced in the NBA. So it was really 2-man basketball as opposed to 5-man basketball in some of the other places. But it's really changed. You watch, I think you just said it. You watch the new age NBA and guys know that what they do well at such a high level. And you've got guys like there's a lot more 5-man pick and roll going on now. Guys making those 45 cuts while actions are going on and corner cuts and having off-ball action while there's a pick and roll on one side of the ball is becoming more and more common in the NBA than it is and than it was, 10, 15 years ago. But that's the beautiful thing about the NBA is, you can watch it and because of their rules, they have to be the level of preparation because they're ultimately deciding which side of that paint they want to go to. Are they loading towards the basketball? Or they stay hugged up on the other side, whereas we can always just kind of split the difference. Because of that, they really have to play numbers and really have to know. But I feel like the concepts always trickle down. Whatever's working in the NBA today is something that we're going to try here in the next 2 or 3 years. It trickles down to our game. Not every concept works that way, but so many of them, they start at that level and then they move down into our level. And I think the 5-man pick and roll stuff that they're doing now was just one that actually has kind of gone the other way. A lot of the off ball actions that people have been doing in college basketball and at the European level, they've trickled into the NBA, and I think it's made the game more exciting to watch. And you guys that are great cutters have a place along with guys that are great spacers. And then guys that can do both, obviously, are the ones that win championships.
Yes, that's what we saw that with Miami and Denver. Like the Hawks played the Celtics. They're easy. They're very easy to defend. They just run to a spot, and it's going to be Brown or Tatum. Okay, it's your turn, my turn. It's nothing really going on too much with Boston's offense, and that's what allowed the Hawks to get back in the series. Also, I do feel like Joe made a slight error because he kind of adjusted if I didn't need to. They was playing 1 through 5 red, whatever they call it, red, and games 1-2 got blown out. But Trae Young feasts on drop coverage.
Absolutely.
He went to drop coverage about he didn't have to, and Trae went off. That's what got him to win the game 3. So it's like, I think he'll grow from that too. But I do feel like they don't move. They don't move. So the Hawks not got good defensively. That's just, I'm being honest about it. And we was able to kind of keep them at bay because the last game of the series, because it was going to be Brown, Tatum, your turn, my turn, no movement really, and that was just going to be. So, like you said, being able to watch the sports years, Coach Huss, man, I'm just blessed. I love what I would do for a living because it's fun. I love the game of basketball. My dad was a coach, so kind of get to see what my dad would see, So it's like it's wonderful.
That makes 2 of us. Neither one of us have a real job. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, you got that right. I'm asking you about that, Coach Huss, man. My dad always tells his sister tells me to this day, you should have gotten the coaching. I said, no, I shouldn't have. I'm too competitive. I'll be cursing the kid out, and I shouldn't do that. I won't have a job. but what way do you want to get into coaching and want to impact young men's lives?
Yeah, I mean, I think towards the end of my playing career, I'd been through a number of injuries, and I lost a little bit of passion for playing. Not so much the basketball, the competing, but just having gone through a number of knee problems. By the end of it, I was tired of being hurt, and so I think I mistake that probably for being tired of playing basketball. But I was just really tired of sitting in training rooms and on surgeons' tables. More than anything, I got out of it. I missed the competition. I missed the camaraderie. I missed the locker room. I just missed some of the BS you get just sitting around and having fun with the guys. And I was fortunate. I really believe this. That doors have been opened for me. God has opened doors for me a number of times in my life when I wasn't exactly sure what I was supposed to be doing. I was working a regular corporate job, and a few guys walked into my life and asked me to start training them, and then asked me from there to I started this deal as a part-time freshman coach at a public high school in Decatur, Illinois, at Eisenhower High School. And I think back to just how passionate those kids were. And I didn't know any better. I just come from playing Division I basketball and at a pretty high level. And I didn't know anything other way to do it other than coach those guys the same way I'd been coached. I didn't have any crash course in doing this deal. And I just remember how hard I coached those kids and how they responded and how hungry they were for it. And I said, man, there's something to this. And just every time I thought, it was just a hobby, a new door would open and a new opportunity would come, whether that was me going from, a high school freshman coach to a varsity coach, to a prep school coach, to a college assistant coach, to an associate ed coach. It's just every time I thought, I was kind of in the right place, something new just popped up, a new opportunity and more responsibility. And just, I think you just said it, more opportunity to impact young people and help them understand things. And I say this a lot, I was a really average player at the level I played. Some of my teammates might even tell you I was below average, depending on who you talk to. But, I think my ability to connect with the average player, because you only have a couple of superstars. Some superstars are just wired differently than everyone else. But I think the fact that I'm wired a little bit more like the center of the team has allowed me over the years to connect with everyone rather than just the couple of guys that really excel. And I think I have an appreciation for guys that, and what they're feeling, what they're going through, the fact that they have other stuff going on. And I think I've got an ability to connect with that guy, anywhere from the third best to the 13th best player on the roster. I feel like I can connect with those guys because I was one of those guys. And fortunately for me, I was one of those guys that found the floor and, had good timing. And so I just, I love impacting those guys. It's easy to impact the superstars. I love impacting those guys that could go either way, and trying to get them to come just a little more towards the team and buy into a role maybe that they don't want to buy into. And to me, that's the fun in this whole thing. That's the piece where you really get, you feel like you're making a difference because, those superstar guys, like no matter what, those guys are going to be just fine. Like no matter who's coaching them, they're going to be fine. They're going to find their way. They're going to get the attention they need. It's how are you going to impact 3 through 13 at our level? And I feel like for whatever reason, I've been able to be able to connect with those guys over the years.
100%, Coach. It's all about serving others. That's what I do about my radio show because I feel like a lot of times guys don't talk to you all unless something bad happens. I feel like I want to talk to you because I want to talk to you. That's something about me, Coach. I'm not transactional. Now I'll tell you a quick little story. At Lake Point here in Atlanta last year, one of the insiders was upset with me because I had 8 coaches just talking to me, smiling, having a good time. No pressure. Because when you text them, you want information. I text them because, hey, have a great win tonight. Because I'm a real individual. I'm not trying to get some out of the guy. I'm doing this to serve others and just be a true supporter and a friend. You're here to get info to tweet out. That's what I told the insider guy. He was so mad at me because the coach wouldn't talk. They wouldn't talk to him. They started talking to me at Lake Point last year.
I'm going to tell you, you lost me when you said Lake Point in Atlanta, because I know I flew into Atlanta a couple of times, and Lake Point seemed like it was a long ways away from Atlanta.
Yeah, Emerson, way up the road. Way up the road. Yeah.
No, I think you're 100% right, man. And I love the word you use, transactional, like so much of our business is. And I think the people that really get this deal, no matter which side of it is, that we're in this space, those of us that figure out ways to not make this transactional and make it relational, that's the long haul approach that seems to me that it works. It's certainly what I aim to be. And, there's some times when you can't help but be a little bit transactional, but it's certainly my desire and our program's desire to step outside that space and not be in that transactional space. Because that's one that it's short-term prosperity in that world.
You got that right. And I will say, with your location at High Point, man, you can get a lot of good players, man, because of your location. You're close to get the Carolinas, close to Georgia, Tennessee. You can get into Florida, Virginia. So would you be able to cast that wide net out of university, what it offers? I'll tell you, man, I feel like you're in a great spot to run that big south and get you this day running the right way, man. I feel like you're in a perfect spot to make big things happen.
Yeah, High Point is, the transformation under Dr. Cobain here and that's happened in the last 20 years is truly remarkable. From High Point College to High Point University, the campus has grown, the opportunities here have grown, and it's just any way you look at this place, it's truly dynamic. There's excellence everywhere, and I think you just said it. When you look at the surrounding communities, the access to high level basketball and high level basketball people. And I think the interesting thing and what I've learned as I've gotten down here is, I knew basketball. I knew that North Carolina was the hoop state. I'd heard that before. I spent, a decade of my life in Indiana. They might refute that a little bit, but the combination that's irrefutable here, the combination of basketball player, basketball coaching, basketball IQ in the state of North Carolina it's been almost mind numbing to me. I think there's other places that've got great coaching. I think there's other places that have got great talent. I think there's other places where the players are really smart, but I think the way that North Carolina combines all those things, with a passionate, both high school and college basketball fan base, from the high majors down to the low majors, and everything in between. Even in North Carolina, is a great network of Division IIs also. It really truly is the hoop state for all the aforementioned reasons. And that's probably what I didn't appreciate. I'd seen the players because I was an AAU coach. I was a prep school coach. So I know players that come from places, I'd coached against, team loaded over the years on the Adidas side, and had seen some of these Nike teams over the years recruiting them and Under Armour teams. So I knew there were really good players here. I probably underappreciated the IQ and the coaching and the infrastructure that made those players. And that's been what's been interesting since I've gotten here. And I think you just said it. Our job is to build our brand because I believe our university sells itself once we get people here. It's just our deal is this: we gotta have an exciting basketball product that gets people excited about High Point basketball the same way they are excited about High Point University and our beautiful campus.
100%. I'm with you there. That's what I got for you, Coach, is this, man. What's been your favorite spot to eat so far since you've been at High Point?
I don't know if I got, man. There's so many good places. I don't know if I can limit it to one. There's a barbecue place right down the road here, Sweet Old Bill's, that I've probably had the most. I've had the most opportunities to eat there. So maybe they win just because I think I've tried the whole menu at this point. I'm getting used to it. I grew up in Kansas City, and the barbecue tastes a little different there, the sauce. But man, this North Carolina barbecue is something else. I'm all about it. They won me over quickly. I don't want my Kansas City folks to hear this and disown me. And I'm not saying I don't like my Kansas City barbecue the same, but this North Carolina barbecue is really good in its own right. And I aim to try many other places here as time continues to pass, and I got more time to be down here because I love barbecue.
Same here, Coach. I can eat barbecue every day of the week. I can do that. I love me some barbecue. I was in KC for the NFL draft. It was really fun. I enjoyed myself.
Barbecue there?
I did.
What was the spot?
It was catered.
Okay.
It was the media. It was catered for the media. So I was like, I just ate it, man. I was like, it was good. So I have to get back there again, man. I enjoyed KC. Now, are you a big Chiefs fan?
Huge Chiefs fan.
You all have a prime time quarterback, man. I think you will support championships with that guy you got.
I tell you what, I was heartbroken when they lost Tyreek Hill because I think he's the most exciting player in the NFL, not named Pat Mahomes. But man, for him to regroup and did what he did last year with that group, and man, it's been fun watching, and just the whole deal, like the continuity, the two coordinators, Bieniemy and Spagnuolo, like this, the coaching, Andy Reid, that whole deal, it all complements, obviously, in my opinion, in a lot of people's opinion, Pat Mahomes is just, he's dynamic. He might be the best to ever do it here before it's all said and done.
I think you also signed DeAndre Hopkins, but I don't think they're interested. I think you should sign Hopkins. I think you already don't have a number one receiver per se. I think he got some juice left. I think they should sign him too to go with what they have. I think they'll really be scarier.
I don't know if you can be scarier, but I agree. Some kind of down the field guy that can make a few plays. Kadarius, I felt like he really I think he's going to be that guy. Maybe it's unfair to compare anybody to Tyreek Hill, but Tony, man, he's like that dude he's dynamic too. If he can be healthy, he might be that guy that they can throw it down the field to some and make some of those plays on those jet sweeps and all those types of things that Tyreek Hill did. But yeah, I love the Chiefs. I go all day on the Chiefs. We could have a whole nother. You can make me a Chiefs insider.
Yes, indeed. But Coach Huss, be your number offline here, but stay in contact with you. Hopefully, I'll see you Lake Point. I'll be there all 4 days in July, so hopefully I'll see you down at Lake Point up there in Emerson, man. So it's good to cat with you, man. For the first time, we have to do this again real soon. I truly enjoyed our chat today, man.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach. What's up, good people? Bet Online is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. Bet Online continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts. What's up, family? Jared the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Check The King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman. on your radio.
Listen to the Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.